Hey my loves, and welcome back to another channel. Thank you guys so much for coming to cook with me. Today in my first cooking video, I'm going to be making the famous spaghetti and meatballs. I'm showing you guys what type of seasoning I use. Now I do use, I don't use adobo anymore from Goya. But I had some left over and I just used the rest of it. And I actually am using my garlic and my onion powder. So I don't like to really use a whole lot of salt because me nor my husband can really have that much salt, and plus salt is not good for you. So what I'm going to do first is actually create my meatballs. And so after seasoning it up really good, I just go ahead and roll them into a ball form. And yeah, I'm just gonna make probably like 12. I think this was probably 2.5 or 2 pounds of, I think this was ground beef that I was using at the time. So once all of those are rolled up, as you guys can see, I go ahead and put those in the oven and let those cook. Two of my favorite sauces is Prego and Ragu. So I just wanted to show you guys that. Now these are actually thin spaghetti noodles. And so this leftover meat that I have here, I just ground up some meat just to have a little bit in my sauce. And so that's gonna go along with the meatballs as well. So I like to put just a little bit of meat into my sauce, and then the extra meat will be the meatballs that I will actually add to the sauce, to have them to cook up and bake up in there. So yeah, this is one of my kids' favorites, spaghetti meatballs. I don't make this very often, but when I make it, it's a really big hit. And so here's a picture of the results. That is Parmesan cheese on top. So my next favorite is my Rotel Nacho Dip. So that is ground beef. You want to go ahead and let that cook up really good. As you guys can see. And with this recipe, you can use ground turkey if you like, or ground beef. Sometimes I use, either or. It's just really your preference. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and let that cook up really well. And I use the Rotel, the one with no salt added. And I kind of drain it. It's not a lot of juice in the one that's, no salt in it. And I love Nice and Cheesy from Kroger. Now, Nice and Cheesy is the same to me as Velveeta. Velveeta is just higher in price. So Kroger grocery store has Nice and Cheesy. And I honestly think it tastes way better than Velveeta. That's just my opinion. And so here's the results of my creamy Rotel Nacho Dip. This always goes so quickly. We normally put these on the toast. I think these are the Tostino scoop chips, but you actually can put them on any kind of chips of your preference. Yeah, you can put some salsa on there. You can put some sour cream, your choice. And last but not least, my lobster tails. Now, I love lobster. If you know me, you know I love seafood. And so I'm just pretty much showing you guys how I'm going to be cleaning them off and how I am going to be cooking them. Now, the way you want to do this, for those who don't know, and I'm going to show it, is you want to cut the back of the lobster tail as such. and you kind of want to crack it, you know, a little bit more. And excuse the camera, my son was my cameraman for this, so he was kind of all over the place, but he did a good job. And so what I'm doing is I'm kind of like forcing the meat, detaching the meat from the shell, because you want to pull the meat out, clean it off really good, and then place the meat of the lobster on top of the shell, like so. I'm going to do the same thing for the second one. And this one was a little bit stubborn, and it was a little bit smaller actually. But Kroger and Publix, they always have sales on their lobster tails. FYI, if you guys love lobster like I do. I think I bought like 2 of these for like $12. They were 6 a piece. So what I'm doing now is I'm just getting my seasonings out, obey, garlic, and my butter. And what you want to do is you definitely want to melt your butter. I think that's like probably not even a half a stick, less than a half a stick, but you melt it for 30 seconds. And my oven is on 400. That's all I'm showing you guys. Once I put my sauce on top of my lobster, I'm just gonna put it in the oven for about 20 minutes, maybe a little less, but 20 minutes for me is pretty good. You got your melted butter, and you can put as much obey as you like. Obey is very, very spicy, so if you don't like a lot of spice, I will not put too much. Then your garlic. You want to go ahead and whisk it. Yeah, so you just want to go ahead and just drizzle all of that goodness on top of that lobster tails, honey. Oh my God, it's going to be so good. It was so good. Yeah, you just bake it again for 20 minutes, and this is the results. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.